Bruh.
Face front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Prize Podcast, the podcast where we talk about the MCU, Marvel TV, Marvel Comics, Marvel Toys, Marvel Underwear, Marvel bobbleheads, Marvel branded tattoos on your butt. I'm your host, Chris Boingo Ryder Gaston, and with me, as always, in this endeavor is
Representing the distinguished competition, the Vacuuminator. Hello, everybody. I'm pretty tired this episode, so sorry if I don't really bring the whiz bang zap pows.
We'll through the art of conversation, we will bring it up
Excellent.
and make you a star. So we're
Take
still
it away,
in the
Funky Flash Man.
fucking shit. Fuck you.
I was shocked that it took me that long to bring that out. I just
mean,
throw that in your face every fucking episode, honestly.
yeah. Well, whatever. Fine.
We had a thing to discuss, didn't we?
Yeah, because we're still in the middle of MCU projects, in this little bit of a drought, one might say, a breaking of the waves. So we decided, oh, you know what we can do? We can talk about some legacy Marvel content. In the meantime, some old school classic adaptations or different takes or different comics.
In other words, a lot of shit this guy hasn't seen.
Yeah. So last week we did Silver Surfer. This week we're doing the X-Men animated series, but not just any part of the X-Men animated series. We are dealing with the Phoenix Saga, part of season 3, episodes 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of X-Men the animated series.
5-parter. This is the bona fide length of most X-Men live action movies.
Yes, it is a film.
It's as nuck and butts as an X-Men live action movie can get too. Like, honestly, there was so much shit. Full context and just fucking disclosure for everybody. I've never seen this show before. This was my first real experience with it. I've seen a few clips here and there. I know the theme song.
The Wolverine meme.
I saw somebody do a review of the Christmas episode once. But other than that, I didn't really know what the hell was going on. So, like, all these voices, the actual way this animation looks in full context, all that kind of shit's new to me. So, like, some of my biggest takeaways here are aesthetics. Like, I would, if we have a minute, when we're done kind of running down the plot, I would love to just run down the voice cast.
No, we can do that. We can kind of bounce back and forth between ideas. But ultimately, this is just one part of the ongoing X-Men animated series. They adapted a lot of comic book arcs, and it kind of really shows that they're very much taking it from the comic because it's paced very much like a monthly ongoing comic.
Yeah.
Which for television...
Did this air weekly, or was this like a weekday afternoons kind of show?
I don't know. I think it might have been weekly. It might have been weekday afternoons, though, afterwards.
Well, that's not terrible, then. That kind of works to keep the kiddies coming back every Saturday.
I mean, that's how Power Rangers did, was every day, and that's how they did the Green Ranger saga.
Genuinely, there was a long point in my life where I forgot that was a thing that used to happen with kid shows until I watched Linkar's History of Power Rangers, and he brings it up in the first one of those.
Yeah, well, that was also an era of kids' TV shows where they could, like, shit out an episode in, like, a day.
Yeah.
You know, don't put any effort in. It's just like, Autobots do this. Decepticons do this.
This week, it's the most dangerous game, but with 2 members of Cobra, 2 members of G.I. Joe, and a fucking psychopath.
And there's, like, a bunch of stock episodes. You know those episodes. Oh no, something's in our friend. We gotta use science fiction technology to shrink down and go inside them. Like that one old movie that only old boomers remember.
Yeah.
But the X-Men animated series is much more heavily based off of the X-Men, very specifically the Claremont era, with elements and vibes from the 90s Jim Lee era of X-Men when he was drawing it, especially with Jean Grey's costume.
I mean, didn't Claremont, like, write at least the beginning of the Jim Lee
Yeah,
era.
he wrote X-Men #1, the highest selling comic book of all time.
Good for him. I hope that's on his fucking gravestone.
I wouldn't I don't think it would be, because that comic is also one of the cheapest, easiest to find in like bargain bins and comic book shops.
I mean, you gotta, all those copies had to go somewhere.
Yeah, especially when people realize, oh, wait a second, this isn't going to rise in price like all those old comics that people are selling. Ew.
What, you mean the death of Superman isn't actually gonna be worth that much money? Ugh.
Yeah. It's a shame that comics were at their most popular when people thought, oh, I could make money off of this, and not just, hey, I enjoy comics.
Capitalism fucking sucks.
Yeah. But let's start talking about this adaptation of a comic book done in order to engage kiddies, make advertisements, and sell toys.
Yeah, fucking goddamn it. Real quick, just like, because I haven't read the comic arc either. I feel like I'm setting myself up for a lot of angry comments here, but I've never seen this seminal fucking cartoon. I've never read this seminal X-Men story in the comics. Really, I haven't read a lot of pre-Hickman X-Men, honestly. I'm a fucking X-Men pleb. I like the movies. But I have to ask, just how close is this to the comic?
I have no recollection. I don't remember. I didn't reread the comic this week, and it's just not in my head right now.
A lot of good you are, you big ginge.
Why'd you call me Ginge? I haven't been.
That's a Doctor Who quote. The Doctor is saying that to Amy Pond in an episode.
No, it's just I used to have red hair. I used to dye my hair red in like high school.
That is genuinely new information to me. So how serendipitous.
Yeah, but episode 1, the Phoenix Saga, starts off with sacrifice. Professor Xavier gets mind whammied, and a hot alien bird lady goes like, "Hey, you son of a bitch, come and save me!"
And that was the moment where I was like, okay, here we go. Like immediately just oh wow, what the why does Professor X sound like fucking Golem? Okay.
Oh, that's where you were going. I thought you were like, oh, what the fuck's the Shi'ar?
Oh no, that too. We'll get to my fucking opinions on the Shi'ar. But for the immediacy, I don't like this Professor X voice at all.
He's fine.
He sounds like a fucking villain, and not even a good villain. He has the voice I would give Toad.
No, Toad always has this kind of voice. Me, Toad.
He's a Power Rangers monster?
God damn it. He also had he sounded like a stoner in X-Men Evolution.
I can see it.
Yeah, but X-Men Evolution was also like, what if X-Men, but like high school CW show?
Yeah. Wasn't Ray Park live action Toad?
Yes.
I feel like that casting was a warning.
At the time, it made sense because Toad is an acrobatic-esque character. He jumps around, does all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what I want to see? I want to see a one-shot of Frogman fighting Toad.
Frogman and Toad, yeah, that works.
But basically, Professor Xavier calls his X-Men, says, "To me, my X-Men," and they all show up in their pajamas and go like, "What the fuck are you calling us?"
Which is great. It's fucking great to see the X-Men in their pajamas and see how like the different kinds of pajamas each character has. Like I enjoy that, and they're all fucking spot on, except for maybe Logan, because I feel like if this wasn't a kids show, that robe would just be closed.
Yeah, Logan does seem like a dude who'd sleep in the nude, and I mean, Scott's worried about that, in the new Hickman run.
Yeah.
But he basically goes like, "All right, guys, I don't know why. I just know we need to do it. We need to steal a space shuttle and go into space."
Yep. We're finally doing it, guys. We're doing the season that's gonna end and save the franchise at the same time. X-Men in space. Let's go.
But they all go like, I'm not sure about that. And Charles Xavier just goes like, "Do what I fucking say, folks." They go like, "All right, let's do it." So they concoct a big old plan to get into the space shuttle. Jubilee gets caught, and she bitches and moans of like, "Oh, I wanted to go into space."
I love that. They get in not fucking 10 steps into the facility and they're like, "All right, Jubilee, time to get captured. You know what the fuck to do." Like, wow, I've heard people joke about how useless she is in this show, but damn.
I mean, she's not totally useless. She helps out later on in this arc, but basically they go in, they deal with some of the astronauts. Jean does a mind whammy on the big scientist boy to make him think that, oh, we're your crew. We know what we're doing. They go up into space, they deal with the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Just we know what we're doing. You just do everything though. Just do everything and we'll follow your lead. Don't worry.
Yeah. They get into the space station, which goddamn, the fucking design of this space station. I love it.
It looks like it's supposed to be a toy. It looks like they were planning to release a playset of that.
Yeah. But they get into the space station and things aren't what they seem. Crew members are zombified and essentially brainwashed, and they get into a trap where gas starts leaking into the bay area, and they start going to sleep, get knocked out, and then we are introduced to the first Shi'ar we see. And I'm trying to remember his name. It's like Red.
I think it's just Eric the Red.
Eric the Red, yes. Eric the
And
Red.
I dead ass thought he was a member of the Hellfire Club for a second.
No, he's not frilly and fancy. He's not like he's from Victorian times.
But like he's wearing straight up bondage gear. Like he looks like he either is a member of the Hellfire Club or the fucking Legion of Doom from WWF.
God damn it. Yeah. No, he's a Shi'ar. He's a member of the Shi'ar Empire, which is another one of the major intergalactic players of Marvel, right up there with the Skrull and the Kree.
Yeah, the only difference is the only people who ever want to write about the fucking Shi'ar are people who are writing X-Men.
Or if you're doing a big cosmic event, you throw in a Shi'ar to go like, yeah, the Shi'ar exists too.
A Shi'ar is here. Representation.
Or they have Gladiator do some cosmic bullshit.
Yeah, and like
I'm here on loan.
so I'm like 90% sure this is the first time the Shi'ar appeared in this show. They play it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the first time they appear in the comics too? Is this like their introduction in the comics, or were they like teased before the Phoenix Saga in the comics?
I think it might have been in the comics. Let me do some Googling.
Okay.
But yeah, no, she are one of the bigger players, like, of Marvel, created by Chris Claremont in 1976. No, actually, they've been in. They were introduced a little bit before.
So maybe as like a way of setting up for this story.
It's like a good couple of. Okay, so Phoenix is issue 101 of the X-Men, and the Shi'ar first appear in issue 97
Hmm.
in a dream. It okay, basically like the intro for Charles Xavier. I think that might have been what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, first appearance, Dream of Lalandra.
Yeah.
But basically there Eric the Red comes in and goes like, "All right, motherfuckers, I'm here to do shit. I'm here to like get Lalandra, who's a fucking rebel, for the Emperor, because I want to get off of this goddamn watching this fucking dirt planet. It's bullshit."
Yeah. He's fucking Blitzwing and Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Have you read that fan theory that Blitzwing just lived on Earth because nobody wanted to deal with him? And the reason he attacks Bumblebee right away is he just happened to be in that area and he was like, finally, another Cybertronian. Oh, you're an Autobot? I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah, that makes sense. But basically, through comic booky shenanigans, they save the day. They defeat Eric the Red, and everything's going to shit. They're falling back to Earth, and they're about to go through an energy chemtrail of one of Alandra's ships as they're trying to get to Earth. And they go like, "Oh, it's going to bombard us with a bunch of fucking radiation. We aren't going to survive it." But if we
I
get
don't want to be
this
the fucking Fantastic Four. That's dumb. We're the X-Men.
X-Men.
X today.
But Beast points out, "Hey, we got this fancy ass fucking solar panel bullshit back here. We can all get in here, but someone needs to be in here to pilot the ship. And so the human pilot dude who's like they've commandeered into being on their team for the episode goes like, all right, cool. I'm willing to make the play. I can do this. I'm the only one who really knows how to do this. And Cyclops goes like, nah, bitch, I can fly the Blackbird. I think I can do a spaceship. And Jean Grey goes like, no, you fucking idiots. I'm just going to read your mind, know how to do it, and do it for you. I have like psionic powers. I can make a shield. And they go like, fine, you can do it. So everybody gets into the pod. She does it. All the while, the sound engineer puts a bunch of bird cries over top of the scene. I wonder why.
The mix in this show is something else I could really get into.
Oh, it is rough, but it is like a kind of rough that is like understandable for the time.
It's really like, oh, we just discovered how stereo works. Okay, we're gonna fuck with it.
Oh
And
my
like, there's
God.
moments where like there's like explosions and bullet or laser gun sound effects, and I deadass thought my dogs were fighting downstairs.
I mean, every intro does have X-Men in stereo.
So that's so wonderful that it's just burned into that intro sequence forever.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's an impressive selling point. It's in stereo.
Mhm. Hey, we've referenced Power Rangers several times in this episode already. Do you know who does the theme song for the
Yeah,
show?
the guy who did the theme song for MMPR.
Ron fucking Wasserman. And apparently he did it and it was just like a normal, really good guitar riff. And Haim Saban kept telling him to make it louder until eventually it sounded like that screeching onslaught that it is.
I mean, come on, it's a good ass theme.
It's a good riff. I don't know if the whole theme is good, but I do like that. Like I don't necessarily like the intro version, but I do like how they use it incidentally in actual episode.
Oh yeah, the motif is fucking because that's just me. Just sounds like X-Men.
Mhm. Like it's both actiony and has this feeling of ennui about it. It's
Yeah,
really good in that way.
in the similar way of like how Spider-Man definitely has da-da-da, like that feels like kind of like Spider-Man, kind of feels like him web slinging across New York.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like X-Men, and I want them to incorporate it in the MCU because they never
Can you
did it
imagine if
in the
that's how
comic.
they open the first X-Men movie like they did in Homecoming? It's an orchestral version of da 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 da.
God damn, that'd be fucking sick.
Mhm.
That'd be fucking great. But that's basically the end of this episode. They crash into New York Harbor in between the Twin Towers. So
That's topical for this channel at the moment, considering how last night's episode of MMWP went.
yeah,
I make no apologies. That was a good tangent, but still.
but we open the next episode. Jean Grey is in bed, hurt. Everybody's going like, "Oh shit, this fucking sucks." We're all gonna take a little break, calm down, and then Professor Xavier tries to get on his goddamn jet plane based off of his fucking wheelchair to go figure some things out. I'm scrolling through the whole thing, and he just gets hit with another goddamn mind whammy, going like, "Hey, you bald bastard, help me!" And it crashes, and then Proto Onslaught comes out.
Is that what that is?
I have no idea. It's an astral projection, evil version of Charles Xavier.
This whole episode, this is the weirdest fucking episode. And there's some weird shit in these episodes, but like, just fucking, it's Professor X with the hood's cape running around and zapping people. That's
Yeah.
all it is for 20 minutes.
Yeah. There's a cool bit, like he messes with everybody individually. Like the way he messes with Wolverine is like he's on a subway and he cuts the power and he tries to lure him with Yuriko, his Japanese waifu. And then it starts like transforming into other members of Weapon X to like fuck with Wolverine's mind. And he turns into Sabretooth and he turns into Deadpool.
That's
Yeah. And he just like glues Wolverine into the subway. He messes with Gambit and Jubilee and a bunch of different things. And everybody's like going like, oh shit, this is kind of sus. And they figure out, oh, it's Professor Xavier and he needs to be woken up because, you know, he has super powerful mind things.
yeah.
And he goes like, all right, cool. Thank you guys for waking me up. I have no idea what's going on. I'm going to go talk to Moira McTaggart, a person I seemingly have feelings for, but I've never said, and see if she can help me out because we're friends. He goes there, and Moira goes like, "Oh, hey, Charles, have you met my boyfriend, Banshee?"
Which is the second time a voice fucking through me. Like, both Charles and Moira have like the exact opposite kind of voices I usually imagine them having.
The big problem for me is like, oh shit, those are very shitty Scottish accents.
It's like, yeah, obviously McTaggart is a Scottish name, and I'm half a Scotsman myself, but hearing a shitty, thick-ass Scottish accent coming out of that animation model that was labeled Moira McTaggart, having really only interacted with Moira McTaggart through X-Men First Class, the movie, and Jonathan Hickman's X-Men, was just like, yeah, okay.
I don't know. Banshee didn't have a Scottish accent. I think he had an Irish accent.
That's the other thing is Banshee was a fucking child in First Class, and that's the only place I've ever experienced Banshee.
See, this is a more accurate Banshee, I think.
Probably, I don't doubt it, but like that's the thing of why I've never really gotten into X-Men comics until the Hickman stuff happened is it's so drastically different from the movies, or the movies are so drastically different from it, that because I saw the movies before I really knew anything else about X-Men, it just froze me anytime I crack open a book. And then also, like, I kind of low-key had all the same criticisms Hickman clearly did for a very long time. And I was like I was one of those guys going like, the X-Men totally don't fit in the Marvel universe, because how come they're just not walking around looking at all the other superheroes like, yeah, we're better than you because we're a new evolutionary step.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that is I think the problem with the biggest problem with the X-Men, I think, isn't the fact that, oh, the Fantastic Four are loved and the X-Men are hated, but they both have powers. I think the problem is the X-Men don't go like, hey guys, the second we're gone, they're gonna it's Cage isn't made for one people. Once you're through with them, they'll come after you.
Yeah.
Thank you, LP, for that line. Run the jewels. But like that's kind of the idea is like, yeah, the X-Men are persecuted. The mutants are persecuted right now. But the second there are no more mutants, you know what? Spider-Man looks like a fucking menace. How can we really trust Captain America with all that power? Do you want your children looking at Reed Richards being all weird and gross?
Did you hear there's a Black King superhero? Oh my god.
I think the thing that the X-Men need to be is like, yo, you're not mutants, but like, bro, you might as well be mutants, man. You want to just come and hang out with us? You don't have to do it all the time, but like, come on.
And just like, and Tony goes, all I have to do is put my armor away and everybody will leave me the fuck alone. And they're like, dude, you're a billionaire. Have you been on social media lately?
Shit, you're right. But like, no. And like that's why I think Spider-Man and the X-Men was a fucking fantastic concept, because Spider-Man was basically teaching at Charles Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters as like a science teacher for a bit. Or was it Jean Grey? It might have been Jean Grey School because it was for Wolverine. But like that makes so much sense of like, yo, Spider-Man, a lot of people don't like you. You have weird fucking powers. You're not a mutant, but like you're kind of similar to us. You just want to hang out?
Mm-hmm. I
Sure.
think he could classify as a mutate, given the way the whole spider bite thing is often depicted as working.
Well, that goes into okay, we're just diving into my dumb headcanon of Marvel superpowers.
All right.
Okay. So, in Marvel lore, there's like 4 to 5 different kinds of human species on Earth. You have humans.
Yo, so like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I've got the episode playing on the other window like you do. And I just realized another thing that really unsettles me about this depiction of Professor X. And I think that's my big takeaway is I don't like 90s cartoon Professor X at all. The character design looks like handsome Squidward.
You're fucking right. He does. It's the eyebrows, I think.
And he's got the massive butt chin and like the same kind of shape head where his hair should be.
And it doesn't help that like half his like I'm looking at a side profile of him, and like half his head is just black shadow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like legitimately, I'm looking at.
And that's the crazy thing is like everybody else is really on point. I like most everybody else's character designs, but fucking Professor X in this show just does not look great.
He looks like the fucking Chad meme.
He does. Fucking and that's great. That's like also like super funny and how counterintuitive it is too, because he's like simping left and right in these episodes.
Oh yeah, no, because like he's jealous of Moira having a boyfriend, and he's like, oh, but Moira was my friend. Ugh. And then Alondra comes in and goes like, hey, bro, we're like psychic soulmates. And he goes like, oh shit, fucking hot alien? Hell yeah.
Your
Fucking
hair's weird. You're wearing like WWE bondage gear. Yeah, let's go.
let's do this, bro.
Like deadass, she's dressed like fucking Scarlet.
I mean, this guy, yeah. Her spacesuit though looks pretty like normal, like Marvel spacesuit.
Mm-hmm. I
But
like the big bug eyes, very common rider.
yeah, but basically Elantra comes in while Charles Xavier is trying to figure shit out at Moira McTaggart's place and goes like, hey, so we're bonded psychically. I think I can trust you. My brother's a dick. I'm trying to save the Shi'ar Empire from his rule. Can you help me? And
And
Charles goes,
Professor X is like, whoa, your brother's a dick? Mine too. And then his brother bursts in.
what's up? I'm a dick. Goddamn, I love Juggernaut in here just because he just comes in and goes like, yo, I'm the Juggernaut. What's up? I'm gonna do my thing. And then he just leaves.
He does the thing that you know Juggernaut for, and then he fucks off. It's great.
It's perfect. Because he grabs Alondra and he kidnaps her. But he's not working alone. In fact, you're a Hickman, you're only pretty much a Hickman era X-Men reader. How is it to finally see Tom Cassidy in his original form as a villain?
I had heard he was a villain originally. I didn't know he was like straight up mercenary cackling jackass. And I also didn't know that that was the accent he was supposed to have. I just kind of like in the comics I just kind of gave him like a generic middle-aged guy voice in my head.
Yeah, no, he's brother to fucking Banshee.
It's so weird.
It's just like, oh yeah, that's a connection that's just like it's weird. It's never really brought up a ton in Hickman's current run of the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, we have that Banshee. That's the end of that episode. Banshee comes in with his goddamn screaming powers.
And Charles is like Banshee comes in and like I don't think they had established he was a mutant. He just comes in, he's like, "Yo, I'm a mutant." And Charles is like, "Oh shit, you are a mutant? Oh shit, mutants are like my total fucking thing. Yeah, we can get down. We could totally share Moira. We're not sharing Moira. Okay, fine."
But basically, Tom Cassidy comes in, helps Juggernaut out so they can figure things out after they kidnapped Alondra. Jean Grey's like figuring things out. He's going like, I am reading the fucking psychic energy. The Phoenix is fucking me up. And the X-Men are around her going like, oh shit.
On a peyote trip talking to Grant Morrison.
Yeah. I love just the absolute 90s-ness of Cyclops' fucking sunglasses, though.
Aren't like it's fucking he just looks like Joey Janela, doesn't he?
He's a bad boy.
And that's great because in this he is total goody two shoes Scott in this show.
This is a great fucking like this is why people would like Scott Summers Cyclops.
And I mean, I've been knocking some voices. I've been knocking pretty much every voice. I will say that like most of the main X-Men have good voices. Like Scott, that's not my perfect Scott, but that's a pretty good Scott. Same for Wolverine. I really like Rogue and Gambit's voices. Jubilee's a fine young Jubilee. Storm's good. Yeah.
Honestly, this is probably most people's introduction to Gambit and Rogue, and like they're perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Because because the way the actors play it, they immediately get the right tension. That it's flirty, and Rogue kind of goes like, "Yeah, I wanna, but like I don't want to put you through my bullshit." And Gambit's going like, "Nah, man, I want your bullshit."
He puts that on the fucking Valentine's Day card.
I want your bullshit, and I'll feed the cats.
Be my Valentine. Fucking what was the other one I was wanting to talk about there for a
Beast.
second? Yeah,
Beast is fucking fantastic in this.
Beast's character design. This is the perfect Beast character design.
Mm.
And like the voice is really good. It's a really good voice for Beast. It is not my perfect Beast because to me Beast will just always sound like Kelsey Grammer.
I like this Beast more because it's less like he's trying to be dignified. And it's just more like, no, I'm a smart dude, and I like to bring up smart things in conversation. And less, I am very intelligent, and I am talking about very intelligent things.
He's your friend who's a philosophy major.
Yeah, which
What's up, Steve?
Yeah. But we cut back. Meanwhile, Tom Cassidy is talking with Eric the Red, and he goes like, all right, here's your fucking alien kidnap person. And Eric goes like, all right, cool, here's your money. And Juggernaut's just there, and he goes like, all right, I'm going to throw you. And I think that's the last we saw of Juggernaut. No, we see him later. But they're trying to figure out what's going on. Alondra's kidnapped, all that jazz. And Charles Xavier gets like a psychic vision, sees where they are at, and he describes it. And Banshee goes like, oh, I know where that's fucking at. That's my family's castle. I recognize the symbol, so I know who fucking did it. It's my fucking shit-ass brother. Let's go fucking fight. So they go and fight.
It's great. And he's got a costume all ready to go. No explanation needed. Shut up. It's a cartoon.
The fight scene was pretty solid in the castle. There's some like there was one bit that I was really impressed with animation wise, and it's the bit where Black Tom Cassidy and Banshee are like fighting in the foreground, and then it like fucking does a focus rack to the background where Juggernaut is busted through a couple walls.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was fucking impressive. I thought that was like, you know what, for the time, for a budget production, that was sick.
Yeah, and the animation all around in these episodes is pretty good for its time, I would say. Like, it's a little more herky-jerky than I would like, but I think that just comes with the technique they were using. Like, the biggest knock I could have with the animation in this show is at times it reminded me of Rescue Heroes. And that's not even a bad thing for me.
I think the biggest problem with the animation was it was right before anime really became a major thing in America, and they could have used some of anime's techniques to clean up the animation. So they were still trying to make it feel like an American animated product, which uses a lot more movement. So it kind of makes it a little bit more herk and jerk.
Yeah, definitely.
But ultimately, they do save Alondra. No, they don't. They get frozen. I'm trying to.
Gladiator shows up.
Gladiator shows up. Purple Superman shows up.
The worst looking character in the entire fucking Shi'ar empire. And that's saying something.
He's not that bad. Come on.
Oh, he's fucking atrocious, dude. I hate Gladiator's design. So I hate the whole fucking Shi'ar empire design-wise. Like, they're not... Story-wise, the Shi'ar are not bad. They're a good element to have around. But, like, most Shi'ar designs I look at and I'm like, yeah, this is fucking 90s bullshit at its finest.
Hold on.
Well, like, late 80s to early 90s.
No, I'm trying
not nearly enough pouches for it to be pure 90s at its finest.
Because, like, in the comic, it's a lot better of a design. Because here's a version of Gladiator, but he is just purple Superman, like legit
with a dumb fucking mohawk.
It's fucking feathers.
Even worse.
Because remember, the Shi'ar are bird people.
That was never made clear to me in any of this or any of the Hickman Shi'ar stuff I've read so far. Like, literally, up until you said that, all I knew about the Shi'ar is dad or space mutants.
Oh, no. Gladiator's not Shi'ar. He's Stronian. Strontian.
Oh, is that why he's purple?
Yes.
He's a big old purple nurple?
Yep. But he does work for the Shi'ar because the Shi'ar is a multiracial conglomerate of races.
Mm-hmm. And I love that when to get back to the story, I do actually like that when Gladiator shows up, fucking Eric the Red is like, look, I got Alondra! can I rank up now? Can I get my fucking XP drops, bro? And he's like, where's the crystal? What? The crystal she was carrying. That's what we wanted. You said Lalandra. I brought Lalandra. You fucking idiot. Get out of here. And he's like, but I have Lalandra.
Yeah, no.
Please.
Here's a image of the Shi'ar. You can kind of see how the hair turns into feathers.
Is that comic Lalandra or is that someone else?
It's just a person. It might be Alondra. It might be Deathbird. It might be someone else.
Yeah, no, the Shi'ar have stupid hair. I don't like it.
I mean, it's very comic booky. It's a hair design to make
I
them.
can actually see some feathers on Lalandra's arms in one shot here, though.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's okay. That's kind of kinky. I can get with it. I could fuck with that on a good day. It have to be a really great character.
But basically, Gladiator fights the X-Men for a bit. He uses Superman powers to fight them. Like he uses breath and heat vision, and it's just like, why is he Superman? I'm just trying to figure that out for myself.
Did fucking Marvel Superman exist yet?
Which one?
The one in yellow.
That Sentry? No.
Then that's why Chris
But
Claremont wanted to write Superman.
Also evil because he's working for the bad guys in a sense.
But while this whole fight is going on, Jean wakes up in New York and she's like, yo, I've got bird powers too. Later, bitches. And Cyclops and Storm are like, well, shit, I guess we got to get in the Blackford.
Yep. And Jean Grey goes and as Phoenix fights Gladiator for a bit. And just goes like, hey, bitch, I'm Phoenix. What's up? How you doing?
We are doing such a good job at synopsizing this story.
Yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, bitch? That's just how all the X-Men stories happen.
But that takes us into part 4, doesn't it?
Yep, it's on the part 4 as Cyclops and Storm come in and go like, all right, what the fuck's going on? And Jean goes like, yo, there's like 2 of me. I'm Phoenix as well. They're trying to figure it out.
It's
what the
kind
fuck?
of a Venom thing.
What the fuck? I'm scrubbing through. Oh, Captain Britain shows up.
When? I don't remember that at all either. When the fuck was Captain Britain in this episode?
But basically, the Phoenix grabs them all and starts teleporting them into space so they can help Alondra out, help solve the problem. As Captain Britain sees what the Phoenix Force stuff happening, goes like, oh shit. The Hellfire Club does some things, Emma Frost, and Stephen Strange.
Oh, I guess it's just like one of those comic book moments of like, other forces exist in this universe and they're aware a thing is going down. Don't worry. We acknowledge this takes place in a continuity.
Yeah. And Jubilee gets left behind as long as with Banshee, Moira Taggart, and Professor Xavier and goes like, see y'all, we're going on a space adventure.
Good for him.
And basically Alondra goes like, all right, this is the fucking crystal thing that we're dealing with, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
And goddamn Gambit with the fucking line of the episode. With Rogue going like, oh, there's a simple explanation for the fucking gem. And Gambit going, you like it? I'll get you one for Christmas.
Yeah, that was great. That was genuinely wholesome. But also real quick, while we're still kind of in the it's being introduced phase, I just want to throw out a real quick hot take. Golden Green Phoenix, that is the best costume Jean Grey has ever had.
God damn it. That's the problem with Jean Grey's. Like, Marvel goes a shitty costume. It makes sense for the time, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
90s Jean Grey costumes either are okay, but they make no sense, or, oh god, that's very, very 90s.
I mean, the base one she has in this is, like, I get that it's iconic to some people, but to me it just looks fucking stupid.
I like the Jim Lee style, like, Jean Grey costume. It's better than the fucking dress.
I'm not sure what you're referring to by the dress.
Okay, you know the green dress she wears in fucking Hawks and Pox?
Uh-huh.
That's her original costume.
Okay, yeah, if you had just said the original costume, I would have gotten what you were talking about then.
It's a green dress. What else is it?
I mean, you could have been talking about another fucking dress for all I knew with all the goddamn costumes this lady has had. but yeah, like, I would put... Like, here's the thing. I say that that's the best Jean Grey costume, but, like, in my humble opinion, all Jean Grey costumes are low-key bad. This just happens to be the best one, with original right below it, and then like the 90s one, probably no, Dark Phoenix, then the 90s one, then like the movie one, and then like there's probably other ones I'm forgetting, and they're all way fucking down there. They're all shit. Fuck them.
Nah, I like the '90s Jean Grey costume. It has a charm.
I would
And then there's the Hellfire Gala costume they just did.
I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. They should just cut the fucking trail off that thing and make it her regular costume going forward.
Just don't let her wear heels. Just give her like regular plain shoes.
Yeah, no, she can take her boots from the dress costume.
Yeah. But basically the Phoenix goes like, "Oh shit, people are here." And this starship shows up and starts blasting them, going like, "Yo."
And if you're not in the know, you're like, "Oh shit, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy."
Is that what you were thinking when you first saw it?
No, I knew it was the fucking Starjammers. I'm just making a joke.
But the Starjammers show up. Starjammers is basically what if Guardians of the Galaxy, but like from the 70s and not the mid 2000s?
Basically, in the 90s, or like during his whole run, Claremont didn't want to play with anybody. He just wanted to do his thing and be left alone. So if he had an idea for a Marvel thing and another writer was doing a thing with it already, he's like, fine, I'll just make a thing that's like that, but really different looking.
But
That's how the fucking Shi'ar and the Starjammers happened. I swear to God, it was probably gonna be like the Skrulls and fucking the Guardians.
No, here's the thing. The Guardians of the Galaxy weren't a thing in mainstream Marvel continuity until like 2006.
What?
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy were originally from the year 3000.
I thought that was the original team.
That is the original team. That's been the team. That was the team for most of the time until 2006 when we got the Star-Lord team.
Star-Lord was created in 2006.
No, Star-Lord was created in 2000 in the 1970s, but he was not part of Marvel continuity until Annihilation, which happened in mid 2000s, like around the same time as Civil War.
I know of Annihilation. I just didn't know that that's where Star-Lord becomes a Guardian of the Galaxy. I thought he was an established. I thought him and the Guardians were an established mainstream Marvel thing before that, and fucking the writers of Annihilation just made them cool with that.
No, because they were falling into disuse for a while. Same with Rocket Raccoon. Same with Groot. In fact, it was only a couple years before that they made Drax cool and all that stuff.
So Annihilation is literally just like the fucking Marvel equivalent of taking the Charlton characters and integrating them into the DC universe.
To an extent, yeah. Because even then, the OG Guardians of the Galaxy aren't any of the members of the Guardians of the Galaxy we know.
No, like it's like Yondu and a bunch of other fuckers.
Yeah. Okay, remember all the characters at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
Yeah, yeah.
You've
You've told me about that. Sylvester Stallone was originally the Guardian of the Galaxy man.
Yeah. Because basically that's like the OG Guardian of the Galaxy. Like
Still waiting for Kevin Feige to announce that we're getting a Sylvester Stallone led Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.5 or something.
That'd be fun. I'm trying to find like OG Guardians because ultimately the contemporary Guardians, they're fun, they're better, they're more recognizable. But like the OG one was like a dude made out of rocks and like all that kind of stuff. But no, we have the Starjammers, which consists of a giant lizard dude who looks like Abomination, and Corsair, who is Cyclops' daddy.
Yeah, I can see the resemblance.
But the only person who knows is Jean Grey because she reads his mind and goes like, "Oh shit, Scott's his son. I can't tell him because this is just a whole big
melodrama."
Yeah,
there's literally no reason she couldn't just blurt out like, "Family reunion! Oh my god, this is so great!" Except for we need to drag this out.
Well, it's also, hey, they're fighting us, and I didn't get a chance to say it before they took you hostage to try and make a deal with the Shi'ar Empire. Cyclops, sorry about that. So they're on the so basically the Starjammers steal the crystal, kidnap Cyclops, and go like, all right, Shi'ar, here's the deal. Give us half your fucking treasury, we'll give you the crystal. And one of the members of the X-Men that's been causing you a bunch of headache recently. So you can do with whatever you want. And Evil Brother King goes like, yeah, fine, I want the crystal. I just want unlimited power. And Guardian goes like, yo, boss, it's fucking half the revenue of the entire empire. We need that to like infrastructure and help people, to do like business, to do like government stuff. And he goes like, shut up, bitch.
He's like, trust me, I'm a businessman. I do business. I understand about infrastructure. I know what we can and can't afford. I'm sure this will be a great acquisition for the entire Shi'ar Empire.
Fuck that. Also, he has like a weird spider on his chest. I just noticed that the brother has like a spider.
Yeah, I hate his character design too, just because it doesn't go with any of the other Shi'ar characters in this story.
No, like the Shi'ar are a little bit of a fucking hot mess, I will admit.
Like, I'm sure the idea is like, oh, most of Earth's superheroes look completely different from one another. So if you get a bunch of heroes from another planet, they're all going to look really different from one another. But when they're clumped together in a group that has a name, it just throws me as a layman off. I'm like, no, they're all clashing. This is bad. They need a design lead. Get a fucking seamstress in here. Where's Jumbo?
Goddamn. Jumbo, MPV of the mutant kind. But basically, Corsair goes like, all right, you motherfucking weirdo from Earth. I've just made a deal. We're going to fucking bring the crystal there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to let you loose and you're going to fucking kill the guy. And he goes like, what the fuck? What do you mean? And he goes like, look, the dude killed my wife. I don't want to fucking deal with him. I've been looking for a way to kill him. And you're my pistol.
Now, I didn't quite understand this. Is he talking about his Earth wife, or does he have a space wife? Is he talking about Cyclops' mom?
He's talking about Cyclops' mom, because what the Cyclops origin story is, Corsair and Cyclops' mom, well, Corsair is a pilot. He was a pilot on Earth. And he was piloting a plane with him, his wife, and his two sons, Scott and Havoc.
Havoc. That's a meme a friend of mine made from this show, was just playing that scene over and over again, and we were laughing our asses off.
But basically, somehow, some reason, the Shi'ar Empire kidnaps Cyclops's and Havoc's mom and dad, but not the plane. Like, the plane crashes, and that's why Cyclops can't control his I-beams.
Okay.
That's the reason he has brain trauma. So the Shi'ar Empire kidnaps him and goes like, all right, cool, we're just gonna fucking fuck with your shit now. So sorry. And then they have like another kid in space. So there's a third Summers brother.
Which one is that?
I don't remember. Apollo, I think.
Never heard of him.
He showed up like once in fucking early Dawn of X. He's not that important. He was important in the 90s, and that's about it.
He has a room in the Summers house. That's all Hickman's gonna do with him.
Probably. But basically, through shit and machinations, Cyclops' mom dies, Corsair's wife. And he goes like, all right, cool, I'm gonna be a pirate and like fuck y'all shit. And he gets his crew together and he grows and overcomes the loss of love and starts dating and banging the cat chick.
Cyclops' dad is a furry.
Yes. Also, goddamn, that fucking voice acting on her meow was some rough ass shit. You don't remember that? It was just pure meow of a woman. Like, it was just fucking.
I'm sure they just like pulled Rogue's voice actor aside for like 2 seconds and were just like, just meow into the microphone. They're like, what? Just do it. We'll give you $10 more this week. Okay.
But they're about to do the drop off, and Corsair's like a cool ass fucking space pirate bro, and goes like, all right, cool. You're gonna leave me behind because that's what I want you to do because I'm your fucking captain. And they're going like, no, we love you, Corsair. You're dope. And he's like, no, do what I say because I'm captain. And they're all sad. And like they get this close. They get this close so far to going like, yeah, I lost a son. I don't know what happened to my son. And goes like, I don't know what happened. Like,
it's some fucking soap opera shit, bro.
This is a soap opera. It's a soap opera for kids.
Yeah, Claremont X-Men really is a soap opera from what I've heard. And here's the thing. I have heard legends and stories and tales and fucking yarns spun about the glory of Claremont era X-Men my entire life. This is the closest I've come to ever actually experiencing it. And I was just like, yeah, so it's everything people have said, and I don't think I actually want to go check it out. Because it seems like, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it seems like it's one of those older things that will come off as kitschy to me because it lays the groundwork for a lot of later things I do like.
Yep. Basically, they're doing the gym transfer and all that kind of shit, and everything just goes to shit because the X-Men show up and go like, "Hey, we didn't know what the plan was, and we weren't sure if Cyclops was going to kill you." And so the Imperial Guard show up and they're like, "Hey, we're super characters from another place that you don't know, and we're gonna fight."
Gotta get an action scene in the episode somehow.
Yep. So Corsair's about to choke the fuck out of the Emperor Bro as they're trying to escape from the facility being destroyed while the Emperor Bro gets the gem.
Who's the lady in like the white outfit with the big dumb cape and the gold face? I recognize her from somewhere.
She looks like Destiny.
Yeah, that's it.
She looks like Mystique's wife.
Mm-hmm.
But the Emperor dude gets the gem and goes like, "All right, cool, cosmic power, sweet." And that's the end of the episode. On to the final episode of this 5-episode arc, where basically it's pretty much an entire episode of, oh, we're trying to fight this ultimate cosmic being and we don't know how to do it. Well, everything else is going to shit.
It's just a bunch of trippy bullshit, dude. This episode is a fucking Grant Morrison
Crisis.
Foreshadow. Yeah, this is what Grant Morrison would do if he got to write a Crisis.
Another Crisis.
What Crisis?
Grant Morrison wrote Final Crisis.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always forget that. I always forget that was him.
But basically, the X-Men that are near the gym get
Or
sucked
them.
into
So
get sucked into the gym, and something's happening with the sun that's fucking up with the Earth. And so the X-Men in the gym are working with the Imperial Guard and Alondra now to fight the evil bro king dude, and it's not going that great. All the while, a bunch of superheroes on Earth are trying to like save people and do all that stuff. And we see Firestorm, the Japanese dude, a mutant bro. We see one dude who's like, he must have been an earlier X-Men character because they like lingered on him for a bit. The dude in like it's like snowing in a tropical area, like a beach, and like I'll show the character because I genuinely don't know what he's from. I don't recognize him.
Is he gonna be like the secondary screen cap in this episode image?
Boop, boop, boop. This guy, like they lingered on him for a moment. It's like, who the fuck are you?
He looks like fucking Bazooka from G.I. Joe.
But like, we also get a scene of Earth where Spider-Man and War Machine help save a fucking woman on the street.
Sick.
So it's like, yeah, superheroes are doing shit. Storm saves a bridge. Also, we see Alpha Flight save some people. Shaman and not Mockingbird. I can't remember her name.
Is Puck there?
No, Puck's not there.
Then it sucks.
Come on, Shaman's cool.
I don't even. The only member of Alpha Flight I know is Puck.
You know Commander.
Sure.
He's the dude that dressed up in the fucking Canadian flag.
Okay, I know him by sight then. I didn't know his name was Commander.
I think it's Commander. I'm trying to... Jesus. Guardian. His name's Guardian. I was wrong.
Right, excellent.
But, nah. So they're trying to help out, do all that kind of stuff. Superheroes on Earth.
You know, after Brother Man ascends to godhood, he really just looks like fucking Cole from the new Teen Titans, doesn't he? Like, he's got that crystalline aesthetic going on.
Meanwhile, a bunch of people, like all the Imperial Guard and everybody's trying to save themselves and fight. And eventually they knock the bro down and he goes like, fuck off. You're fucking bullshit. This is kind of dumb. And Phoenix goes like, all right, cool. I've charged enough of the power. We're good. I'm going to teleport you all out and I'm just going to kill this fucker. Is that all right with everybody? Everybody all right with that? I'm not.
Sick.
Scott, shut up. So that's the plan. She teleports them all out. And then Jean goes like, all right, cool. I'm a Phoenix and I'm going to go do this. So Jean sacrifices herself they're all on Cassidy. No, like they're not there yet. But Jean goes like, "Hey, crystal sealed. Everything's good. We're good to go. I'm sorry, Cyclops. This had to be done. Don't be a sad boy."
And Cyclops is like, fuck you. I am perpetually a sad boy. Me
So
and
they're
Wolverine will always be sad boys, and there's nothing you can do about it. God damn, some of these nightmare beasts in the fucking alternate dimension just look like discarded Kirby drawings, and I kind of love it.
Yep. So they're back on Earth for a bit. They're wrapping up the episode. Alondra goes like, "Hey, I gotta be Empress now. But like, if you're ever in space, Charles, I'm down for a fuck."
I would totally love to settle down with you here, but I have an empire to run. And I know you would totally love to settle down with me in space, but you have a school to run. And clearly those things aren't equivalent, but like let's just agree to long for each other for the rest of our lives, and I'm totally not gonna go get in an arranged marriage or anything. I don't know if that's what happens. That's just how it came off to me.
No, I think what happens is Alondra is kind of the queen for a long while. And they kind of just like whenever they're in space, they hang out with the Shi'ar and they go like, "Oh, fucking Charles, we're gonna need like a good like 24 hours. So guys, you just hang out for a bit. We'll be back in like a while."
You hear a whole lot of
Squawks.
special noises, a whole lot of special noise.
But I think Alondra's niece is now the Empress, and Alondra's sister is Warbird.
Somebody that fucking looked like Alondra is in the early issues of New Mutants. That's all I know, because I started to just skip over that stuff after a couple of issues.
That stuff is important.
And then you told me it was important, so I read the one in the volume I was able to read this week. Because spoilers, I was only able to read one volume of Donna X this week, but that was just that was pure luck too, because that was just wrap up for the first arc, the first arc for that team.
Also had that had the Starjammers in it too.
Yeah, I was excited when the Starjammers were all up in that at the beginning, and then they just dumped them by the Shi'ar Empire, and I'm like, no, come back.
But basically, they're all saying like, "Oh man, it kind of sucks that Jean Grey had to sacrifice her life." But Corsair's going like, "You know what? Now that the person who killed my wife is dead, I guess I'm going to be like a cool space pirate dad, even though you don't know I'm your dad." And they have like he has a father-son moment with Cyclops that like neither of them realize. Oh, this is a father-son moment. He just goes like, "You know what? I'm proud to have met the X-Men. It's kind of dope. See you later, dude. You got a really handsome face. You too."
I'm totally not your space dad. All right, space dad.
And Cyclops is basically going like, "Yo, I'm fucking sad. Why did Jean have to fucking die? This sucks." You know? And Beast goes like, "Hey, here's some Emily Dickinson for you. Does that help?" And Cyclops goes like, "No, it doesn't help, Beast. Doesn't really."
Wolverine just walks off and cries like a bitch.
After holding a picture of Jean and Cyclops, going, "Jean." Like, genuinely, with bits like that,
you were the jelly to our bread and peanut butter. What the fuck?
Like, genuinely, all of Wolverine's photos of Jean has Cyclops in it. You can easily make the case of going like, "Man, I wish it was just the three of us and Cyclops didn't have a weird issue about it, you know?"
Mm-hmm.
But now he doesn't, so it's great.
Yeah. God,
And then,
fucking Hawkspox Cyclops is the most based Cyclops of all time.
oh,
This is a solid Cyclops, but like fucking nothing will ever top Hickman Cyclops for me now.
pure, and he nailed it like the first time you really get like a major scene with him. It's like, does it need doing? Then it will be done. Like that's just like
just Hickman tossing his dick onto the table, going, "I know how to write him. Don't worry."
God damn. Because that's a hard part about Cyclops is like, because he's one of those goody two shoes strategist, team leader kind of characters, like Captain America.
Like fucking Leonardo, like Optimus Prime, and so everybody just kind of tends to write him as generic, good, nice guy, and it's like, that's not Cyclops.
No, you need to have a little bit of paranoid Batman in there. Like he's trying to plan for everything. Like there's the one great line Cyclops had in a comic: "I don't do plan Bs," because having a plan B insinuates that you only have 26 plans.
Mm-hmm. Fucking and fucking Cyclops also should have a little bit of dude bro in him, I think. A little bit of that kind of arrogant, I know best because I'm the leader, like don't fucking step to me attitude.
It needs to be the kind of person who you would see actually dating Emma Frost and loving her genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, Professor Xavier goes like, yo, it's kind of ironic that she's called the Phoenix, because, the Phoenixes die and rise from the ashes. And Cyclops goes like, yeah, I wasn't in the mood for Legends. And he sheds a single tear. Thus is the end of the Phoenix Saga.
Mm-hmm. Now let's go find some dinosaurs!
Dinosaurs!
That's 2 episodes of Savage Land shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, we should have reviewed that.
So, what did you think of 90s X-Men animated series?
It's pausing. Keep this pausing. Keep this pausing. Don't truncate the silence. The show is highly overrated because of nostalgia. Okay, bye.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like it's good, but it is nowhere near as good as people make it out to be.
Well, here's
like I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it as background noise. After like the first episode and a half, I was like, I'm just gonna move it over to this monitor and I'm gonna start getting some work done. Like I'll glance at it occasionally. And because I did that, I did watch the episodes for a second time tonight. But like it got like it's adapting the comics too literally, I think. Like there's some crazy stupid bullshit in here that I'm like, I wish like 20% of this was chopped out and condensed. Like, I think to put it in the nicest terms, this is a 5-parter that probably could have been a 3-parter.
It could have been, but also it's just like it's the best adaptation of its time.
Mm-hmm. It's a really good representation of 90s X-Men and why everybody likes 90s X-Men. It just so happens that that also makes it a really good representation of why I dislike 90s X-Men and go, that's probably not for me.
There's a reason the X-Men like have an ebb and flow of fan base. It's because like X-Men fans expect a level of complication and plot and story and all that kind of stuff. It's like it's not an X-Men story if like there's not a secret brother every once like a year. Like, oh my god, who are you? That kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But like because of that, everything gets super fucking complicated that no one wants to fucking deal with it.
I mean, the X-Men have a similar problem to a lot of comic book characters nowadays where you really can't recommend getting into them without saying, yeah, go back to the first seminal run there was on these characters and then just read everything from there till current.
Yeah.
Like the up until Hoxpox, I always had I always got the feeling that it was if you want to get into X-Men, just go buy an omnibus of Claremont and then start working your way towards current.
Yeah, there is that kind of vibe with it, but like it's not completely that way because you can also go like, oh, read Grant Morrison or that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and like I will say that this like I'm not super against reading pre-Hoxpox X-Men. I still want to check out Astonishing. I still want to check out New X-Men. Those are still on my to-read list. There's some other things here and there. Like the first X-Men, like this is gonna really color some people's reaction, in my opinion, too. Is like the first X-Men comic I ever read was Schism. I read like that was happening. That happened just after I got into current for the first time. So I was like, oh sweet, there's a big thing that's going to change the status quo of the X-Men and act as a good jumping on point.
But also, this is just a thing.
Read that, and I liked reading after.
There's a little. There was a scroll hidden in the background in the giant crystal scene. Like he was only there for like a split second, but that's a fucking scroll.
I get the feeling the animators were just having a lot of fun with this episode.
Yeah, but no, it's a fine adaptation. It's fine, cool. It's cool. It's a good. I would not blame someone for saying that this made the X-Men cool for them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like this has a certain charm to it that I can see why this is a lot of people's like childhood precious memories introduction to the X-Men in the same way that like I can look at Generation 1 Transformers and go, yeah, no, there's still stuff in here. There's still a reason we're still going back to this all these years later.
There's not a ton of reason to rewatch it now unless you are nostalgic for it.
Mm-hmm. Or like me, you just haven't experienced it. Like every once in a while, before Disney Plus, I would see this on Netflix and I'd go like, I should fucking just binge that. I should fucking just binge that. And I'd think about it for 2 days and then I'd move on to something else.
Yeah. but it's fine. Like, see, here's the thing. I have more of a connection with X-Men Evolution, which
I've
probably
seen like the first 10 episodes of Evolution, and I liked it all right.
I mean, the Magneto design in that fucking show is just fucking excellent. Also, just like that show probably gave a lot of dudes, a lot of girls goth girl fetish.
It's a big contributor. It's one of those shows in the pantheon of early to mid 2000s shows that just happen to heavily feature a very attractive goth girl.
Two very attractive goth girls, because Scarlet Witch is also a goth girl.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always forget about that.
Also, one of the best Wolverines in animation. Like, I think that's a bomb ass Wolverine.
Mm.
So, you said you also had some notes you wanted to say about like animation quality, or did you already go through
I
it?
kind of sprinkled them all throughout. The animation is generally really good for its time. However, it does seem dated to me due to the whole like herky jerkiness and everybody constantly has to be moving. Like there's no just standing there and lip flaps. It's lip flap, head tilts back, lip flap, head tilts way forward, lip flap, head tilts back to center, lip flap.
Yeah, I think that's the American, like, no, these guys can't just be standing still. Look too cheap. We have to make it dynamic.
Meanwhile, the Japanese are just like, here's the same frame for 20 seconds.
Yeah. What year were you born?
1997.
This show is older than you.
I'm aware of that.
I'm just like, yeah, this show's older. There's like, yeah. So that's X-Men. That's the 90s X-Men. That was also the 90s X-Men version of the Phoenix Saga.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, a solid. It's not a failing grade. It's passable.
Yeah, like for as much as I have dogged on this and kind of joked on it the whole way through, this is fine. This is pretty good. This is like a thumbs up.
Yeah. But we need to talk about what we're doing next week on this little podcast here, because again, still no MCU stuff. So I thought, why don't we do another animated endeavor?
Mm-hmm. And another one I have no experience with. When one comparable to this that I have tons of experience with is actually right there. Or it was right there until it's just fucking gone for some reason. Disney, could you please fucking explain that?
What are you talking about?
90s Spider-Man. I watched a shit ton of reruns of the 90s Spider-Man cartoon on Jetix back in the day.
Oh yeah. No, I used to have the DVD for the Venom Saga.
Nice.
I'll kill you, Shocker.
The greatest moment in all voice acting.
But we're not gonna watch 90s Spider-Man. No, we're gonna watch the other 90s Spider-Man. And you're going like, what other 90s Spider-Man? We're watching the first 4 episodes of Spider-Man Unlimited.
Sick.
God damn, the face back is pulling. It's just like,
you've told me things.
Oh
and
yeah.
Sir, after this. Whew, sir.
It's fucking weird. It goes places. There's furries, there's 2099 costumes. Venom and Carnage get like fused into one thing.
Please tell me they're called Carvum or something like that.
I don't remember.
No. That's the first time the name Anti-Venom ever gets used.
I have no
We're
idea.
Super Venom. We're fucking Venom powered ×2 squared ultra.
But we're gonna watch Spider-Man Unlimited episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 for next week's episode. And I'm excited because fuck yeah, Spider-Man Unlimited. Why not?
I'm way too fixated on this because now I'm picturing like this fucking Venom and Carnage fused together and they just stand up and they go, now we're one face.
God damn it. That is the 90 Spider-Man's on Disney Plus.
It is. It was taken off. Well, they must have put it back on because it was gone a couple weeks ago for a little while. I remember people raising a hissy fit over it because they had just announced that the Holland films were coming to Disney Plus, and they were "Why? What the fuck? Is this equivalent exchange? What are you doing?" And I was pretty upset too. But hey, if it's back on there, that's great. I might put some of that on in the background while I'm doing some stuff tomorrow.
Yeah. Damn, Alien Costumes like very first season. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's early shit.
With Hobgoblin right after that.
Mm-hmm. They wasted no time.
We know what y'all fuckers want. You want the slimy alien boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, there's Doctor Strange. I loved how many crossovers the 90s Spider-Man cartoon did.
Yeah. Do they have the 90s Hulk show on Disney Plus? Because that is like nothing but crossovers.
Yeah. Well, Hulk is an easy thing to do crossovers for. So it's like Hulk's running around someplace, and let's see, they have Spider-Woman, Spider-Man, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, X-Men, Iron Man, Spider-Man 90s, Fantastic Four 90s, Silver Surfer, Avengers, United They Stand, Spider-Man Unlimited, X-Men Evolution, Fantastic Four, Iron Man Armored Adventures, Superhero Squad, Wolverine and the X-Men, Avengers, Ultimate Spider-Man, Hulk, Avengers Assemble, all the 3D animated stuff, Guardians.
Which Hulk is that?
Agents of Smash, I think it was.
Ow.
No, yeah, they do have Agents of Smash, but it was the 3D animated movie with Iron Man.
No, put that 90s show on there, because I remember I had a buddy who had a VHS tape of the first few episodes. And like the first two episodes are like Hulk's origin and then setting up, yeah, he's running from Ross and shit. And then like every episode after that was just he goes up to a random superhero and they're like, and he's like, "Can you help me? I need a place to stay and figure out how to not be the Hulk." And they're just like, "No, fuck off," or help me fight this villain, and then fuck off.
I love how X3 is not on Disney Plus.
Well, it's not canon anymore. Days of Future Past wiped it out of canon, and now we're just never going to talk about it again. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, let's put Apocalypse in there though.
Apocalypse is good. I will fight for that until the end of time. Apocalypse is a legitimately fun action movie.
All right.
That's the hill I'm dying on tonight, apparently.
But we got the thing we're talking about next week, which again, Spider-Man Unlimited. But why don't we go through some other Marvel shit we dealt with? Because you read another volume of Dawn of X. So what?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick so I can remember what volume that even was, because I read that like last Sunday, I think. So I'm up to I read volume 7. And that's a lot of like wrapping up of things and starting new things. Like the first issue of Wolverine is in there, and the first 2 issues of Suffolk. I don't think it was the first 2 issues of Wolverine. I'm trying to find the part here in the scans where it says what it collects, because yeah, I pirated this. Shut the fuck up. Oh, that's got to be in the back. Okay, hang on. I legitimately want to know, so I'm trying to find it.
You said 7?
Yeah, volume 7.
It is X-Men number 7, Marauders number 7, New Mutants number 7, Excalibur 7 and 8, and Material Wolverine number 1.
Yeah, because it's a 2-issue arc of Excalibur. It's the second arc of Excalibur, where they go to a rich dude who's having a fox hunt with some weird other dimensional creatures that I'm sure were a thing, but I had never heard of them before.
Weird wolves.
Yeah, they're fucking shapeshifters. They look like fucking Digimon. I'm just gonna be honest. They looked like Digimon.
But they are classic X-Men X-Men stuff. They are from the original run of Excalibur. You can see them at the bottom of my issue of Excalibur number 1.
Yeah. But like it's basically a huge commentary on like, yeah, fucking racism and fox hunting's bad. This guy's trying to have like a sense of superiority, and it's not great. Also, Betsy fucking sleeps in an old time night dress, which I found like hilarious and in character.
It's very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Richter gets a little some.
Mm-hmm. And then he's immediately like, "Oh, you're an asshole. I'm not going to know."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a solid 2-issue arc. Not super feeling Wolverine so far. Like, I understand what it's going for, and Wolverine books are generally pretty dark and dour, so it's not the worst thing ever, but like, meh. I'll see where it goes though. I'll keep reading it because it's probably gonna end up being important in a roundabout way. This was a fucking banger issue of X-Men because this is the one that introduces the concept of Crucible, and it's the one that has that fucking scene of Scott and Logan talking over coffee in the morning.
Oh yeah. The scene that sent out 1,000 shippers and just made me go like, yep, all 3 of them are banging.
Obviously. And there's a great conversation between Scott and Kurt that sets up Way of X, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Um, and like the like religious fervor against the Scarlet Witch that the kids have in that one scene where they're like, you can't fucking say her name. She's a pretender. She's a pretender. Ooh,
That
that
Exodus is
was cool.
trying to like stoke.
That was good shit. And then like Apocalypse is so fucking good in this era of X-Men because he's saying really fucked up shit, but because of the context of the book, I find myself just kind of nodding along and going like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Like given the circumstances, Crucible makes sense. Like it seems like the right thing to do. But you take a step back from this book and you're like, this is the most fucked up cult shit I've ever seen. Wow.
But like it totally make like because Apocalypse's point of view is you have being a mutant isn't just something you are. It's something like it's not just something that's given to you. It's something you earn because like you have to like you have to earn being who you are. You have to
Mhm.
fight for it. And if you're going to come back as a mutant and you need to die to do that, you need to not kill yourself. Suicide's not the answer, but you need to die. So you need to die fighting. You need to die with honor. And like all these little bits like totally make sense of like, yeah, no, suicide's bad, honor, work for work for who you are. You have to work on yourself. But then Apocalypse holding a sword saying that, it's like, oh no.
Yeah. Um, I can't remember for the life of me anything interesting happening in this issue of Marauders. It really felt like they were just stalling until they got to bring Kate back, which is
Yeah.
fine, but like it wasn't super interesting.
It's also tension of like, oh, is Kate gonna come back or is her powers gonna muck with things?
Mhm. Also, here's the White Knight. Yes, we're aware of the pun there. Oh, I did think it was cool that we got to see a little bit of what's going on with the Morlocks now. Because the Morlocks are something that I literally only know through the 90s show Christmas special. Because I watched a review of the 90s show's Christmas special once, and it's like, yeah, the Morlocks are fucking creepy dudes who live in the sewers and they're disgusting, but the moral of the Christmas special is you be nice to everybody and you welcome them into their home because it's Christmas. So that's what happens at the end of the episode is Professor X is like, you guys just had a mission that involved the Morlocks? Go back there and grab them. They're having Christmas dinner with us. That's how the episode ends.
Yeah. Because Calypso is also now a member of the Marauders and the Hellfire Trading Company.
Mm-hmm. Also Jumbo's there, and they fucking teased the Hellfire Gala, and that scene was so sick.
Goddamn, Jumbo MVP of the X-Men books. Just because whenever he shows up, you go like, fuck yeah, Jumbo.
Mm-hmm. Especially because, like, I also found this scene hilarious. I was talking to you about this off mic a few days ago, I think, but like, this is the first fucking scene in this whole Marauders run where I was like, oh yeah, Emma Frost is just wearing lingerie. Because in that scene, she doesn't have any kind of like cape or anything, any jacket. She's just standing there in a fucking G string and like a halter top. And I'm like, wow, that is really milfy. That is real MILF energy right there. All right.
God
Good for
damn.
you.
You're not fucking wrong, but I hate you.
Like, doesn't she look like Corey Chase?
God damn it.
Uh,
But did you read any other comic stuff this week?
that was literally all. This volume was literally all I had time for this week. I wanted to read more, but I didn't.
Well,
Um, I did, however, get a couple figs.
oh, that's cool.
Uh, well, I
You
opened
wanna,
a couple figs.
you know.
I started my Marvel Legends. That's my sister's dog. I'm gonna go deal with that before he wakes my mom up.
All right.
We good?
Yeah.
All
I just
right.
muted my mic so we could.
I figured you would just go into your comics or something, but if you want, I can continue on with, hey, I have part of a stilt man.
Ooh, look at them legs, boy.
This is just one segment of legs, by the way, and the legs are, oh, I'd say a normal Marvel Legend comes up to fucking. I can just grab one.
Yeah.
Here's so here's Red Ninja or Hand Ninja, I should say, who comes with the legs. That's how tall a normal Marvel Legends is compared to Stiltman without multiple legs. I have two more Red Ninjas on pre-order, so I'm gonna make this guy significantly taller.
Hell yeah.
But and if anybody's wondering how I don't have those yet, I pre-ordered a case and then I pre-ordered 2 Red Ninjas separately. And sometimes shit gets filled at different times because everybody's putting in their orders at once, and people order shit different ways on different websites. Bleh.
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 But yeah, so far Stiltman is pretty good. I'm not sure when I'm gonna put the rest of him together, just because I'm not sure if I'm going to fit this into a thing I'm working on right now. And if I do, that would mean I'd be putting it all together at once. I'd be putting the rest of it together at once. And if I don't, that means it might be a little more gradual. We'll see. Anyways, the 2 figures that I have open from this wave, the Hand Ninja is really, really good. I was pleasantly surprised actually, because a lot of people were telling me that this is like their biggest letdown of the year for last year.
Hmm.
Of like they expected this figure to be god tier and it just wasn't. And I'm like, this is exactly what I expect out of a Marvel Legends Army Builder figure. The only qualm I have with it is the strap the sword scabbard on is pretty loose. I would like it if it's a little tighter to the body, but I could do that with a couple dabs of super glue, so not the end of the world.
Right.
But yeah, overall it's pretty good. All the articulation works fine. Not the legs aren't hindered by the skirt at all, which is great. And he comes with a sword that's fully painted and can go into the scabbard, and he comes with 2 big old fucking climbing pickaxes. Yes, scythes. He comes with scythes. That's totally what those are. And it's great because like look at how generic that face is. You'd have a
Yeah.
million of these guys.
Yeah.
No problem.
No,
And
I
then
mean
the
that's the kind of scythe I've seen it in anime where they use that to cut grass.
will he still stand? Hey, look at that. Now, because this is both the Stiltman, known as the Stiltman wave, and the Into the Spider-Verse wave, the next figure I open, the one that comes with the torso, it's only fucking Gwanda.
Mm.
Yeah, this is a great update to the established Marvel Legends Spider
Ghost
Gwen, because
Spider.
they did a comic book they did a comic book Ghost Spider back when she was still called Spider Gwen. And they re-released that in a 2-pack with their Miles Morales Spider-Man with just like a few updated paint apps when Into the Spider-Verse was in theaters.
Mhm.
And it was like, that's nice, but that's not what we want. What we want is like a full upgrade and an accurate to the movie head sculpt. And they gave us that here. Look at that fucking face printing.
Yeah.
That is. Will you focus on the figure and not on me?
No, you're the bigger subject.
Let me get my face out of here.
Yeah, it's still kind of blurry. Oh no, it's a very blurry figure.
Well, it's really good face printing. It looks right off the screen. They even got the gauge in her eyebrow, which was an awesome detail I wasn't expecting.
That's not a gauge. That would be a piercing.
Okay, I thought that type of piercing was called a gauge.
No, a gauge is the giant holes you see in ears.
Oh, okay.
You
Well,
can
I learned
tell.
something.
You can tell which one of us hung out with fucking alti emo kids.
I mean, like, you're the most I've ever hung out with anyone, friendo. um,
Yeah, no. In
but
high school, I was around all the fucking dudes listening to screamo, drinking fucking Monster all the time.
but no, they gave us the new unmasked head sculpt. They also redid the legs so that they're flat ballerina shoes
Mhm.
instead of the like pseudo heels that the original figure had. There's still some elements of that first Marvel Legends female bulk in here, which not super happy about. Like I don't know, depending on what kind of fan art you're into, this that might not be the most accurate rear end there. Just saying. But yeah, overall I think the figure's pretty good. She has fists and she has whipping hands. That's about all she needs. And like look at that masthead sculpt. That's great.
That's a solid. Does it come with a hood off?
Yeah, there's a little hood off dangly piece on the unmasked head right there. It's a separate piece.
No. Does it come with like a spider head to go with it too?
No, I imagine you would have to extricate this, which you probably could. It's kind of loose in there.
Okay, no, then yeah, you do. You have 2 hoods and 2 heads,
Mm.
not one head inside of a hood.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Also, just because I guess they could also fit it into the budget, you get Spider-Ham.
it's not
Basically, It's basically a statue. There's a ball joint at the head, but still nice addition. That means the only character from that movie we don't have in any sort of plastic form is Penny, and Nendoroid's gonna fix that in August. I might have that on pre-order.
Yeah, but also like I want to get the actual genuine Build-A-Figure SPDR.
I mean that they tend to have like at least 2 or 3 of those in the case at any given time at Toy Federation. So like we could work something out here.
Yeah. I mean, you still owe me $40.
I have no memory of this, but I don't doubt it.
I did a project for you.
Oh yeah, that's right. I just pay you in plastic.
Nah.
But no, that's the figures I opened.
Yeah. Anything else?
No. Didn't get to read any DC this week. I just radiated visible happiness when Tom Taylor pointed out the fact that the cover to the first Superman #1 is very stylistically similar to the cover to his new Superman Son of Kal-El #1.
Nice.
I was just visibly happy at that. I tweeted the Obi-Wan Kenobi photo.
No, I read some comics. I got caught up on Amazing Spider-Man because I think it's like bi-weekly. It's every other week that an issue comes out.
Mm.
And basically, Spider-Man's roommate, who is the son of Robbie, has been dating the Moth villain. I can't.
Beetle?
Beetle.
That's hilarious because in fucking Nick Spencer's Ant-Man, she dates Scott Lang.
Yeah, no, she's dating Robbie's son right now, and it's hilarious because she is the daughter of Tombstone, and Robbie and Tombstone have history, so they find out, and it's just like, no, you're not allowed to date them. I hate their dad. But like they get kidnapped in a whole big thing, so Robbie and Tombstone team up, going like, I hate you more, but our kids though. So they team up to save their kidnapped kids because Madame Mask fucking kidnaps them because she's going like, yo, I'm gonna just fuck up the New York crime scene and do all that kind of stuff.
I love how Madame Mask has become like one of the go-to lower tier villains in books these days because she's like all over fucking Fractions Hawkeye too.
Yeah, she's a good solid get. So like they're trying to save their kids and they bust in and Madame Mask is like, all right, cool, I got you now. You're on the ropes and Spider-Man's not gonna come to save you. And they're like, what do you mean? How do you know? And she just holds up her phone, goes like, remember how Spider-Man currently has his live streaming Twitch suit? It has a tracker on it, so I can follow him on my phone. He's nowhere near us. So they're freaking out and going like, oh no, what are we gonna do? And basically Tombstone smiles and goes like, oh, I called my daughter's friends the Syndicate, which is the all-female Spider-Man villains team.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So Beetle, Lady Electro, Lady Scorpina, I can't remember what that one is, the White Rabbit, and Lady Doc Ock. So they all bust in trying to save the day and then give Spider-Man enough time to come in and help out. Also, there's a brilliant scene where basically Robbie and Tombstone lie through to Tease going like, no, it's perfectly fine for you to date. You think the reverse psychology is going to work? We have to hope. It's just a big old fun action scene with everybody just kind of good guys teaming up with some bad guys, saving a day, all that kind of jazz. All the while, Boomerang is like going like, know what? I can't put Peter Parker because he doesn't know Peter Parker is Spider-Man. I can't keep putting Peter in trouble, helping me with my Kingpin problem. So I'm gonna go be the superhero and go deal with it on my own. And I'm just going like, fuck yeah, Boomerang, be a hero.
Good boy.
And the issue ends with Boomerang like roaming New York trying to solve the problem, and Bullseye just calling Kingpin, going like, all right, can I take the shot, with a sniper rifle in his hand? And Spider-Man's going like, all right, I'm gonna save Fred. I'm gonna need backup, serious backup. And the final picked panel of the issue is just a bunch of heroes coming in to help Spider-Man save Boomerang. And you have Hawkeye, and you have Spider-Woman, you have Iron Fist, you have Jessica Jones, you have Luke Cage, and you have Wolverine.
Legit.
And they're coming to help Spider-Man save Boomerang. It's dope. It's a neat little redemption story for Boomerang, and it's nice. I read the latest issue of Immortal Hulk. Basically, Immortal Hulk fucks up the UFOs like nobody's business. The one that's kind of made out of metal, he just takes his head and squishes it, and he breathes in the one that's made out of vapor. And basically, the dude who's been in control of Gamma Flight trying to take down the Hulk goes like, fuck, I guess I need to call the Avengers. And so he does. And the Hulk is in a bar going like, yo, give me some beer. And Thor comes in and beats the Hulk. And basically, the Avengers go like, Hulk, what the fuck are you doing? And he's going like, nah, fuck you. I'm the Hulk. I'm going to fight you. And then Betty Ross comes in as the Red Harpy and goes like, yo, I'm going to help fight with the Hulk against you Avengers. But she's also like the fucking Red Harpy. So she looks like this. It's fucking freaky.
All right. That's gonna give me a nightmare tonight.
Also, Immortal Hulk it's wrapping up. It's kind of trying to tie up some loose ends. So it's been doing good.
Now, this podcast may not be the best place to ask it, but fuck it. I heard there was some controversial shit with the artist of that book.
The artist basically during like one scene, there was a scene where not Ben's his name, Joe Fixit in Banner's body is trying to is running some scams, and he goes to a jewelry shop, and the jewelry shop logo that's on the window has like a Jewish name and a Jewish star, and it's semi-anti-Semitic, it's playing into those tropes. And subsequent reprintings, they've gotten rid of it. That was mostly it.
Okay. Because I saw somebody on Twitter earlier this week being like, yeah, I really like that book, and now I just can't go back to it because the artist, finding that shit out about the artist killed it for me. And I'm like, what shit?
I mean, I think that's the biggest thing I saw. And like,
is this the same guy who in like fucking X-Men Gold back a few years ago put like Jew next to Kitty Pryde's head and had like somebody wearing a shirt with Muslim on it that had like a verse from the Quran that was like, don't be friends with Jews or something like that?
I have no idea.
Because I remember that was a whole thing that people got upset about.
When I was looking it up, I didn't see anything like that. But it's also been a few weeks since I did that, so who knows?
Sorry, I just had to ask about that while it was in my head.
Yeah. And then I read Marauders this week. I didn't get to any of the other X book, Hellions.
Is that beginnings of Hellfire Gala? Is that what I saw you were talking about?
It's pretty much the beginnings of the Hellfire Gala. It's kind of like the last little bit of setup for it before it really starts getting kicked off. And basically, all the Marauders are on the ship, just kind of having like a nice little dinner, together. But we do have this dope little, like, you've been reading the X book, so you know how they have like intercut with like letters or like charts or maps and stuff. The beginning of this book has a letter from Emma Frost to Kate, just kind of setting up one little bit of the Hellfire Gala for her. And I just love it. And I'm going to read it out because it's really sweet. And it's just like, I love imagining Emma writing this out.
Cool.
I stayed out of Jumbo's way as he worked to create something that I know you will love. But I did ask him to hold me a spot on his work for a gift. The diamond comes from a good home, fairly sourced. It's a colorless E classification. I'd list the rest of its pedigree, but I don't think you'd care. You may thank Protus for assisting in the brooch's unique X cut. Basically, I'm giving you a piece of jewelry. It's really good. I tried to take care of it, don't worry about it. Perhaps the piece is more me than you, but I do hope you'll like it. And the bullet in silver means that only you could ever wear it. I expect the gala may be overwhelming for some, but not for you. However, if you find yourself on your heels, just recall, everyone at the gala, and indeed everyone you will ever meet on this planet, owes you their very life. You are too polite to bring it up in conversation, but that's what the jewelry is for. Thank you for saying yes.
Yeah, because wasn't she like a Star-Lord type person for a little while?
No, that's not what it's a reference to. There was a story where there was a giant bullet heading for Earth, and she was inside of it. So she used her fucking powers to make the giant bullet phase through Earth.
Oh, cool.
She literally saved the Earth from a bullet, and it's kind of like honoring that.
Sick.
P.S. If you decide to gift the brooch to an urchin, please don't tell me.
Just fucking chucks it at Boom Boom as she's walking by, just like, here.
But we're on the ship, and they're all having dinner. Emma Frost is like seasick, and she's not having it. She's not enjoying it, and basically going like, "Hey, Storm's basically going like, hey, once we're at the gala, I'm ignoring all of you because you're a bunch of troublemakers and I'm an X-Men and I don't, and it's just, and I'm gonna be like an X-Men and I just don't want the trouble. And Kate goes like, we know you're gonna miss us. And Storm goes, yeah, I will. Because the people eating is Storm, Pyro, Kate, Emma's brother, Bishop Iceman, Sebastian Shaw's son, and Calypso. Like, it's the most random put together X-Men crew, and I love it.
I mean, from what I've read of him so far, Shaw's son seems pretty fucking chill.
Yeah, he's dope. And basically Pyro goes like, hey, yo, you know, I owe you I owe you a favor. He hands the like a IOU thing to Storm and goes like, you know what? There was one time that Storm did something fucking dope. We were in an Indian ship dismantling place, like in India, and we had found out that there was a mutant that they were basically holding captive to make their jobs easier. So Storm comes in and goes like, hey, you have a mutant here. Fucking tell me about it. And the guy goes like, I know there's no mutant here. And then she just throws a knife at his clipboard and goes like, there's a mutant here. Take me where she's at. And the guy goes like, I have a family. And she just goes, so does she. She's like, ooh, badass. So we see the mutants, we see her ability. And Storm basically goes like, hey, you don't have to do this anymore. We saved your family. You can come with us. You can come to Krakoa. And it's like, and Pyro goes like, yo, master of the fucking weather. And she saved this girl with a knife, you know? And Pyro goes like, yo, the fucking knife is like sick. I wonder how many knives Storm has on her body. Does she have 3? And Storm's just laughing to herself. It's like, Pyro. And then basically everybody starts kind of getting to the mood of like telling Storm stories. And Bishop tells a story of like how him and Pyro on
Oh my god, is this almost got him, but for Storm?
Yeah, it's just, hey, this is a bunch of cool little short stories about how badass Storm is.
That's great. That's
so
great.
Like Bishop and Pyro on the coast of Angola going like, hey, yo, you don't want to fuck with us. I mean, Storm's up there because it's raining and it's storming. Storm's up there, and if you make one mistake, she's gonna fucking kill you. And he's going like, you motherfuckers don't have any advantage. Thunder strikes, and Bishop just looks smug as fuck. And the guy goes like, get all the mutants. Just let's help them out. Let's bring them to the ship. Storm wasn't there. He lied his ass off and just said Storm's here. And she's like, shit, that's fucking that's cool. And Bishop guessed 7 knives. That's the running gag. It's like they always guess how many knives are in she has on her person. And then
Wolverine walks in. He's like, I remember this one time where we were doing a mission at the Statue of Liberty, and she said to Toad, do you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning? And he was like, what? And she went, the same thing that happens to everything else. And she fucking obliterated his ass, and it was sick as hell. She's probably got 2 knives.
I have 6, bub. Then Iceman tells a story of how they were just roaming around New York, and she just beats the fuck out of Hate Monger. Just like pure beating him.
Good.
And then she just whispers something in his ear, and he goes like, he's like scared shitless and has a realization, and he throws away the mask, and it's like, yeah, fuck yeah.
T'Challa walks in and he's like, I remember this time when I got married to Storm, and everyone's like, T'Challa, not now.
Hey, just because I know that doesn't mean I don't want to get some. I forgive you for stealing the sword. And then Calypso goes like, hey, let's give a cheer for Storm. She's dope. And she basically goes, my favorite story, I got a lot of good ones, but only one matters. And the panel is Storm welcoming Calypso back to the world of the living after the resurrection chamber. And it's just like, oh, hey, that's sweet. And she goes, she doesn't make a guess, and she goes like, you're a bunch of sillies for doing it. I won't forgive you. Keep partying though. I'm going to bed. And Emma starts telling a story of Storm, and it's like old school because Storm's in her like OG costume with the head crest, and she's in her old school Hellfire Club gala, Hellfire costume. And basically, it was like Emma says, a lesson I learned the hard way many years ago: a physical rebuke from Storm has a lasting effect, not just on the body but on the mind. The kind of exchange that makes you question a great many things about your life and lead. And even if you might not deserve it, she still offers her hand to raise her to raise you up. And it's just like, fuck yeah, Storm is dope.
Yeah.
Basically saying like Storm forgave me for all the things I did, and it's kind of, and Storm's dope for doing that, you know.
Storm is low key one of the best X-Men women.
She is best X-Men mom. Because that's kind of her vibe. She's the mom friend.
Hey, quick question. What is your favorite Storm costume?
Punk. It's Punk. It's the Punk Storm.
Fair. I think mine is probably the one she had in the comic that was just called X-Men, but it was all women. Where it's like the black legs and arms, and she has the kind of trailing cape arm dangly thing, but it's got like a white torso piece. And she's got the mohawk with that too, I think. Like that was a really good fusion of all her looks. But also like most Storm looks are really good. I love her current look.
It's a good vibe. Like there's something fun about Punk Storm.
Yeah, I was about to say Punk Storm is great. The 90s costume is great. The 90s costume from the show we just talked about is great, though I do tend to prefer it in black.
For some reason, whenever I see that white Storm costume, no reason, I just think of Oprah.
Okay, that's a take.
That's just like a connection my brain makes. It's like, you're thinking of Oprah now.
And like the original costume, though I would never want them to go back to it at this point, it is a rare case of like, nailed it on the first shot.
Yeah, any other costume is just an iteration on that, because the first one has like the head crest and the fucking bathing suit with the ring in the middle.
And it's got the arm dangly cape.
Yeah.
You can't do Storm now without the arm dangly cape.
No, Storm needs a cape. And Kate tells the story of like when she tries to come to Krakoa and she couldn't go through the gate. And Storm's just there going like, well, this is kind of weird, you know. And Kate's going like, what if I'm not a mutant? Storm goes like, bitch, you've been such a proud mutant for years. That'd be dumb irony. Now hold still. And she just takes her nose and cracks it back in place for Kate. And she goes, if you're not satisfied with my results, I'm sure your friend the White Queen must have a plastic surgeon on call. Storm's and Nightcrawler's there, and he's just like about to throw up, going, my God. And basically Kate goes like, all right, cool. So are you going to reveal your knives, and whoever gets closest without going over wins? Winner's owed a favor from everything else. Storm, how many blades are we talking? And Storm stands up, and we just have several, like a 12-panel grid of 2 knives thrown down, 2 more knives thrown down, 2 more knives thrown down. And then she goes, the boots are obvious. They're meant to distract from this. And she pulls out 2 knives from her boots and then a 3rd knife from her hair. And then Bishop goes, that's not all the knives, is it? And Pyro goes, hell no. And it's a pleasure to have been a marauder with you all. We brought many of our family home and served mankind well. Plus, you got to cut a few bitches. I did. Good night, all. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 knives on Storm's person at a given time. And Emma Frost is on the ship, and she's scritching Lockhead's chin because he's been steering the ship while they've been eating like a good boy. And
is that how it's pronounced? Is it Lockhead, not Lockheed?
I think it is Lockheed. I think I misspoke.
Okay.
And Sebastian Shaw is on the deck, and he goes like, you know what? As a young lad, I voraciously read Captain Blood and Treasure Island and the like. This is why I left at the chance to turn my business network into an organization that benefited our island nation. Krakoa, the Hellfire Gala, both tremendous accomplishments. And basically, it's Sebastian Shaw going like, "Yeah, I was kind of a dick. You know what? I'm sorry. It's not so much an apology. It's so much of like, yeah, I should be happy for mutantdom. Yet perhaps I have not been happy for years." It's basically going like, I'm a miserable git.
Sounds pretty based.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily an apology, but it's Sebastian going like, you know what? I accepted what's happened to me. I have an idea. One I will bring to the council along with the Hellfire Expedition proposal. I hope you'll support both agendas. Our brightest days are yet ahead, and they're heading toward a giant thing with a sentinel head. Like they're gonna fucking do some shit. But yeah, no. The Hellfire Gala is next after a little after the next Marauders, as I think where the Hellfire happens. So we have like a month of comics, but this is the last little wrap up for the Hellfire Gala of setup.
Sick.
And it's just a good little book of just like cool Storm stories. It's like, fuck yeah. because I think Storm is a new member, going to be on the new X-Men. Because they tried to make it the new X-Men team well-rounded to an extent. Hold on.
They're doing a big old reshuffle. Different writers going on different books, different characters going on different books.
Yep. I'm trying to.
Which, if you're reading it all in the trade, is perfectly acceptable in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean it mixes things up, but it's not by a ton, and there's some dope shit happening, especially with the new book they're doing called "The Trial of Magneto."
Yeah, I saw people talking about that, and like a friend of mine who has no idea what's going on right now was just like, couldn't he just fuck off to his island and claim political immunity? And I'm like, oh, you have no idea.
Which island are you talking about? But no, he's also in his costume from the Magneto run where he was basically killing fuckers.
Infamous Magneto or something like that.
It's the black costume. It's like the Black Iron costume.
Yeah, is that the Colin Bunn run?
I'll send you a picture of the solicitation photo that they sent out because it's the same costume. I'm trying to get to the new X-Men because the team's interesting. It's a good. I'm just scrolling trying to find it now. Jesus.
Trying to keep quiet so I don't ruin the episode.
It is Laura, Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Polaris, Sync, and Firestorm.
Right,
Sunfire. Yeah. I've also been trying to read Ecstatics by the team of Mike Allred and I'm trying to get the guy who actually writes it and not the dude who drives it, Milligan. And it's solid so far.
All right.
It's the one with dupe and stuff. Yeah, Peter Milligan with Mike Allred on art and Mike and Laura Allred on colors. It's a good looking book. But yeah, that's what I read this week.
All right. Sounds like good shit.
Yeah. So, anything else kind of comic booky you want to talk about?
Not really. Like I said, I didn't have a chance to check out anything DC. And if I didn't check out anything DC, I damn well didn't check out anything indie. Oh, we didn't talk about any of the fucking MCU shit news that dropped this week.
Oh right, they showed off a thing saying like, "Hey, we're making movies. They're coming out."
Movie theaters, you remember them? You want to go back to them? No, okay, that's cool. Here's the first footage of Eternals.
Yeah, here's nondescript footage of Eternals that says nothing about the movie.
People are standing on a farm, and a lady has a sword.
We got the name of the next Black Panther movie, Wakanda Forever.
Makes sense given the direction they're gonna have to go with that. Also, we found out that Captain Marvel 2 is now called The Marvels with a very Miss Marvel-esque S.
Also, Photon logo in the middle of it.
So it's probably gonna feature all three of those characters and gonna kind of be a legacy piece, I imagine.
Probably.
And like I saw some people getting up in arms like that over that. Like, why would you make Kamala's big screen debut not a solo piece? Because Kamala's about more than just being a Captain Marvel legacy character. She has her own big, huge sidecast, and I'm like, yeah, you idiots, that's what the Disney Plus show is for.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Context is important, folks.
But we also found out that Black Widow is now set to come out on July 9th. Shang-Chi will be September 3rd, Eternals November 5th, and No Way Home is December 17th.
Yep. Also, it's nice to see Sony, like Disney playing ball with Sony.
And we, right at the end, we got a little tease for, Fantastic Four is coming. It's right around the corner. We just don't have anything concrete yet.
I wouldn't be surprised if Fantastic Four is the last movie of Phase 4.
That would be fucking brilliant.
I heard a really good pitch for what they could do for Wakanda Forever.
What's that?
Shuri is forced to become the Black Panther, but she doesn't want to be the Black Panther, so she uses her God of Death powers to go into the world of the dead and brings back Killmonger so he can be Black Panther.
That would be interesting. I was trying to think. Somebody had said there was one of these movies could potentially be a good place to start introducing mutants. Um oh yeah, that's right. I saw somebody say like they don't need to be heavily featured. And I wanted to bring it up because of this week's episode. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, you could sneak in a reference or like a cameo of the Shi'ar.
Yeah, you could.
Mhm. And James Gunn is the kind of mad lad who would do that, and
Oh,
total team player for Marvel too. Although
yeah.
he and Dave Bautista have both said Guardians 3 is their last Marvel project.
That's understandable. I wouldn't like. Here's the thing: let him tell the full story. If I wouldn't mind James Gunn being consultant though. Oh, like, hey James, do you want to help punch up the script for us because like these some of these characters and you're good at writing? Yeah, no, I'll
Yeah.
help.
And the thing is, like, they can set up a bunch of stuff for the future of the MCU as long as Guardians 3 has the same thing of the first two of still feeling like its own movie. I'll be happy.
Yep. And
Um,
James Gunn talks about like, yeah, though they're giving me the same amount of control. Like there's no leashes or anything like that. So
mhm. And then the other thing is we found out that the Loki series is going to be airing on Wednesdays instead of Fridays, which is slightly inconvenient for us, but only in that we won't be able to strike the iron quite as hot as we were hoping with that show because we record on Friday night and we release on Monday.
yeah. So it ain't the end of the world.
Yeah, the only real problem I have with it is like, oh man, I'm gonna have to avoid spoilers for a whole day because fucking like a day and a half because I won't be able to watch it until after work on Thursday because Wednesday for me is for lack of a better term, completely booked up with wrestling content.
Well, I mean, you're at work. You shouldn't be on Twitter anyway.
Like during lunch breaks and shit.
Yeah, I'm just making a joke. But yeah, no, that's this week's No Prize podcast. So V Man, why don't you tell the people where they can find you?
Hey everybody, I'm the Vacuuminator. I make videos on the YouTube, and I might be expanding that out a little bit very soon. You're going to want to actually, if you're smart, you're going to want to take a good look at my YouTube channel pretty soon, and that is youtube.com/the Vacuuminator. TheVacuuminator is how you spell that. I'm known for making vlogs, toy reviews, and media analysis, but kind of experimenting on a way of getting back into the game of doing something a little different, a little more interesting, and that's all I'm at liberty to say right now. But if you want to keep up with me regularly, you can check me out on the social media. I'm on Twitter at the Vacuuminator and on Instagram at the_Vacuuminator. Actually, been posting some Marvel Legends figure photography recently, so you should go check that out if you haven't.
Heck yeah. Hey, howdy. I'm Chris Gaston. I make video essays and editorials type contents on YouTube. You can find me by looking for Boingo Writer. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at Boingo_Writer. And as always, you can join my Discord server. A link to that is in the description. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember to like, comment, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. And you're watching this on your podcasting platform of choice, remember to follow us so you can get it updated on any single episode that we make. And this is the end of the episode. So any final words, Vac?